Okay, Wade the locksmith is leaving, and I learned a valuable lesson last time I made a video with this, is to take some time. My camera skills are not that good, but here, I'll give you a chance to look at that. All those 4 cylinders on the front door are all keyed to the same key. So we got 4 of those to begin with to hand out to the appropriate personnel. And so brothers and sisters can get in here and do the work. So from the front door, that's sort of the worship area. You see that way, it's in between those wooden posts. They're actually steel pipes in there, but they are veneered with some nice 1x6 that's stained. I think we'll deal with that, that's okay. But in between each of those spans, going from near being me and far away, there's 20 feet. And then from left to right, you see right here in this first section, it's 10 feet. So essentially we got, in most places, at least the widest place, 50 feet. And then 4 of these 20-foot sections. Well, here I am going too fast again. This is a 20-foot section, be the welcome area and material section, maybe even a book stand there in the future. And here will be the fellowship area with some tables and chairs already donated by our brothers and sisters in Christ at 2nd Baptist, West Frankfort, Illinois. So we thank Ray and Robert and Pastor Brett Beasley for remembering our need. Alright, and this is going to the back. And I'll turn back toward the sales floor again so you can kind of see what we're up against. In this area, there is availability for some more light bulbs and maybe some indirect light if there's a need. But right now we just are trying to get this thing up to code, and we'll worry about usage issues later. So that's the front display area, and then behind you'll see that door right in the center of the screen that goes back to another window display. But before time runs out, I want to show you our real serious issue, is that we have a back room that we need to have the ceiling covered, where some of these Celotex tiles have come out because of a leak and fell to the ground. So I'll slowly move down, and there's evidence from this past rain that we had that there's a leak there. She's already ready for me to call someone to take care of that. And also there's a unit down here, that a furnace unit, that the pilot light won't stay lit. We're going to take care of that also. But those are the sorts of things that we have to deal with. This needs to be scraped and painted. And then again, more Celotex in here, or anything to cover it. I don't think that they're particular, so it could be Blandex or particle board, splashback, I don't know, but I'd rather use Celotex in case of a leak, that it would just fall down and not injure anybody. This is not too bad in here, but if we had a team that would come and scrape and paint, that would be awesome. And then to help us to get a box of tiles that are the appropriate size. They don't have to match, but they do have to cover up the area. So because the back of this sheetrock wall and stud wall has all of the wires, the appropriate conduit, that they're okay with that being that way. But here's our difficulty. Let me go back this way. We have to have ADA compliant restrooms. So there's the toilet, and then the toilet rough in is 12 inches away from the wall, and it needs to be 18. Not from front to back, but from my left to right. So on the screen from left to right, that green wall right there to the center of the bowl needs to be 18 inches to meet the ADA requirement. And so we obviously don't have that. It's 12 inches. But what we also don't have is, this is just a stall, and then a makeshift lavatory right there that worked back in the day. I wish that would make good right now, but it's not, and it probably wouldn't be aesthetically pleasing to most congregants, our visitors. But what we need to do is frame in a restroom right here. So look right in the center of the screen. That's an exterior door to the alleyway. But with at least thinking about the cheapest and fastest way to do this is I pop some lines on the floor that run out, that we would build an 8-foot by 8-foot restroom, put a door in it right here that's the appropriate width, put the lavatory on the wall where the plumbing is. So you can see on the right there's the plumbing. It'll have to be cut and moved down, so the lavatory will be wall hung appropriate length away from the toilet, and put an exhaust fan and plumb it and make a vent that would come out to the exterior wall. So that needs to be done, and there is a window there, so with sort of some, I think, ingenuity, maybe a dryer vent and duct, we can get, they call that forced ventilation. We'll see if it'll pass. But the hot water heater, needs to stay up there, so we need to put a pan under it so that if it does overflow, that there would be it would drain down somewhere instead of on top of somebody's head in the toilet. And then we needed, this one has no toilet, but it has the rough end and the plumbing, and we need to make the man side over here. So the ladies side right there where that purple line is, and then the wall would stop right there, and the door would be about where that piece of wood is, relative to that purple line in there somewhere. And then this line's kind of faded from walking in here, but essentially it's the same thing. We'll have a lavatory, a toilet, and a door here that's appropriate size. But we may have to put a door right here that comes to the men's restroom, because there's a drain pipe for the air conditioner that either we need to make a ramp across, which we can still do, just we want to do what's cheaper to pass code. So if someone comes with a wheelchair that's a man, they can, it's a very flimsy roll pipe kind of situation right there. It's not like it's a gas line or anything. But that's what we're up against, and we need to do the same thing in here. We need to cover those empty places, lightly scrape, just get the loose stuff off of the walls. Then we need to put lighted exit signs, get the doors working. So that door needs to get working. It's boarded up. This door is working, and it needs a lighted exit sign there with a security battery backup. The same with this door. Needs a lighted exit sign and needs to get working, so it's not in good shape. And I'll take you back to this area. This is a little office area, and I'm going to walk out here in the just a few minutes we have left and show you just where this is relative to the meeting space. So this could be, if we get it going good, maybe a ministry area for young people, and because it has its own toilet, and this toilet doesn't have to be ADA because we'll have the other two. It just needs to be made nice, not so yucky. And then we got other little logistical problems with that, but we need to get water over to this side so we won't have to have 2 meters. And there's another door that works, and it just needs the lighted exit sign by it. And in the last 30 seconds, I'll just go back to the door, across, catty corner, and I'm sorry about the shaking. YouTube will take some of that shake out. But right above the door, they require us to have a lighted exit sign with the arrows that just point side to side. So hopefully this helps. We love you, Grace Life Church, and thank you for helping us hang on. God bless.